So, in summary, 112 men and 90 women were arrested for begging. Interestingly, excuse me, most of them are here on a visit visa. So they've come to the UAE to do just that, extricate money from your pockets. Violators may be subject to a minimum fine of 5,000 dirham and up to 3 months in prison, i.e. not worth it. As for those who organise begging rings and fly people from abroad to join, they could be subject to a minimum fine of 100,000 dirham and 6 months in jail.
As well, members of the public are advised to report any illegal activities or begging by calling 901 or using the Police Eye service on the app, or as well Police Smart app, which, by the way, we see a lot of beggars in Dubai. And
do you? I don't see many.
Oh God, you have to see it. It's like, you know, like when like my dad's driving the car, or I'm even driving the car, it's like they just like come or they just like pretend like they don't have an arm or something like that. And I know it's a lie. You know what I mean?
Well, they may not.
Lie. No, it's a lie. I promise you it's a lie, because like specifically in Ramadan, they know that people are giving, and they know that Ramadan is the holy month of giving, and people don't wanna, you know, they wanna do goods, specifically like it's Ramadan, and you get good deeds for it, you know, and people avoid being, let's say, like mean or rude or things like that. So they know that.
True. And we know they're capitalizing on a giving time. What's interesting is Nehru's, excuse me, in the comments said, I understand why it's illegal, but I still feel terrible for them. But I think what the police have highlighted in this report is of the 202, the majority of them are on visit visas. And then they also highlighted what the fines are for people organising begging rings. So what we can understand and assume is this isn't probably a solo job. This is people organising begging rings from outside of the country and preying on the UAE as targets, people in this country. And that's what the police are trying to stamp out. And that's why they're
100%.
asking for your help.
100%. Because like, you know what happens is, I think that, let's say like they live in another country. The, let's say the money-wise, like if 1 dirham here probably makes a lot in their country. So they come here on visit visas, and they take a lot of like, let's say like 10, 20, let's say, and like a day they can make 100 dirhams, which is really, does really well in their country. And they're like, whoa, okay, fine. I got like a very good, well-off salary that I can spend off in my country. And that's what happens. And we fall for it because we feel bad, and they know that we're going to feel bad. And specifically in the month of Ramadan, that is the most when we feel bad.
Well, you know what? I shouldn't promote this, but like if you can, offer to buy them lunch, offer to buy them a meal, because it's interesting. N.D. Gary Winnie in the comments said, the day I realised that they pretended to be beggars, yet it's their business and make a lot of money from them. I support UAE government. And when you buy them food and they refuse it, they only want money. So that's quite an interesting one. Look, when we say them, it's as though we're blanketing, and of course there are people that need money, so it's a really tricky one. But if you're in that situation and you're not sure, the rules of the government is not to do it. But for example, suggest buying a healthy meal.
100%. And as well, you could just like donate through, you know, like I would say initiatives that are all around the UAE. There are a lot of initiatives that you can participate in to actually help the need, people who are in need, and actually, you know, donate. But when someone comes up to you like, hey, I need money, I think it's, you know, it's a lot for a reason, and they probably come in like a ring of like crimes, right? So just like don't do it.
And the homeless situation in this country, in comparison to other countries, there is a significant difference. I remember I visited the States a couple of years ago, and I was so surprised to see. I was in San Francisco, which is, I think, where the majority of homeless in the States have migrated towards. And it's because in this country, there are laws, you have to have a working visa or be an Emirati, and therefore you're provided for. So it's against the law to be homeless, and therefore it's not on the streets. And I think there's a lot to be said for the UAE government in that we provide healthcare.
That's true.
Healthcare is provided as part of your work visa. And there's, you know, specific opportunities for people as long as you have your work visa. So it's not on the streets. And in comparison to other countries, I feel like we're nearly in a bubble in terms of how safe our streets are.
No, I agree with you.
But in this case, there tends to be a rise in the holy month of Ramadan, and the authorities are saying it's down to begging rings.
100%. So, moral of the story, just don't give money to beggars.
Let's jump into our next